off camera, Thomas and I about music. So
Yeah, stuff that will never hit the air. I'm telling you.
We don't know. We don't know. Maybe what we say might not be politically correct.
Nah.
So we're not gonna have that discussion right now. So, gentlemen, how y'all doing, man?
Doing all right.
Doing good, doing great.
I don't know about y'all, but I was for the viewers that I want to get personal with you guys since we've been gone for a while. We were last week, it was hiatus. I ended up getting sick with the corona, and I got my friend down here sick as well. Not trying to put your business out there, James. Nah, play. But no,
that C virus.
Yeah, I was patient zero, so I was out for a while. The sickness definitely whooped my ass. So please, y'all, be safe out there, man. That shit was torture. That shit was so much torture. It should whoop my fucking ass. But we're back. As you can see, Meter Marauders is back. The sickness ain't gonna hold me down, and I can see my co-hosts here are not gonna let it get to them either.
You know how I feel. You just gotta work through the sickness.
Yeah, man, you're the slave driver. I totally forgot. And that's why I said
we don't use the word slave anymore.
My bad. What was the correct?
What I say? What I say?
PC. We gotta be PC in this bitch. No, man, we had to come back. There's little subjects here and there. I don't know about y'all, but let me go ahead and do the intro real quick. This is Media Marauders. How y'all doing? This is Max, Mr. Thomas, aka Mr. Random, and our boy James down here. How y'all gentlemen doing good? I already asked that. Y'all are straight. Health is doing better. I'm doing a lot better. I can finally smell and taste again. I can smell stuff now, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, we're back, man. Last week we're on hiatus, like I said before, and we missed y'all for the viewers, the subscribers, all that. Also, these videos can run a little long, so please, I put timestamps. Mr. Editor-in-Chief, he puts everything together. I try to put the timestamp through, so I'll watch a lot of this. That last episode of Thomas and I, oh my fucking God.
You see what I go through, and I got to sit there and make sure everything's right.
Holy hell, man. I'm sitting there like, yo, what the fuck were we talking about again? So I'm sitting through an hour and 40-minute episode. I'm like, oh my God, yo, the troopers, the ones that are actually watching from beginning to end, which I'm sure is very few, we do appreciate it.
I'll tell you. That was a good vibe session, though. It was a good vibe session.
Yeah, it was chill, man. That time limit, like we use Zoom still for the ones that don't know. I mean, a little bit of background editor stuff that we do here. We do use Zoom still, so they give us time limits. So that's why we have commercial breaks on here. But when there's only two people, the ones that don't know, that shit will just keep running.
You know what's crazy is like once we're finally able to discuss in person, like this conversation is just gonna go on. Like, hold on, guys, we need to stay on topic because we just gonna tangents.
After that last time, I have a plan for that. I do. I was like, I'll get a timer going just to make sure. Because
eventually we are gonna end up being in the same room. Obviously not right now.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, no, there's gonna be something to change that up. So hopefully that we can get that through. But yeah, once again, as you can see, King couldn't make it with us, but he's here in spirit and he'll try to be here for next episode. He had to take care of some stuff, so all good. We'll hold it down for him. So till next time, King, when you can make it with us, man. But right now, let's just get into it, man. Unless you want to talk more about music, I love that, especially what we're talking about. No, one more time. We'll try one more time next time. James, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm about to because you couldn't make the last episode. What you got for us?
I got so much stuff to talk about.
Of course,
I don't like giving spoilers too much. So, hello everyone. I'm back in the flesh. Yes. Late, always late, fashionably late, whatever you want to call it.
You made it on time, though. You made it on time.
Yeah, you're right.
We're proud of you. We're proud of you.
I made it. So, I stay binging new media that comes out on Netflix, out on Amazon Prime, or anywhere else I see, especially when it comes to anime. So, recently, Netflix released Pacific Rim, The Black. So, of course, we all know there's a couple movies out there, and, all the lore and everything with it. I was skeptical about watching it because of the Pacific Rim movies. Of course, I like, watching the kaiju, which is the monsters that come from the depths, fight from, the center of the earth, basically fighting, with the mechs and everything like that, because I love mechs. Max, need to get your behind on mechs.
Cool.
It's
Yeah, I
calling
love
me
it
out,
too.
But essentially, this one is actually pretty good. I was surprised. So basically, after the kaiju ravage Australia, two siblings, Pilot Jaeger, which is the mechs that they're called, which they have their own, I guess, personalities with them, which is like a mechanical automated system. Only know so much, but still, good enough to interact with and give you some feedback and everything like that. Basically, they started. They was trying to escape with their parents, which were Jaeger pilots. And once they escape the city, they end up getting separated from their parents after their parents drop them off at a spot that they thought they'd be able to come back and get them. So many years pass, and the sister and brother are at odds with each other. And the sister ends up finding a Jaeger, and that triggers a kaiju attack. And then that's how the rest of the story unfolds. Another tragedy happens, and her brother are out trying to survive. And as they're trying to survive, they end up running to a city because they're trying to make it to their destination, which is the drop zone where everybody's supposed to have met up to escape at years ago. And they end up running into people. It's kind of like the Wild Wild West out there, because it's like no rule. People have formed their own territories and their own cliques, trying to keep each other safe. But humans are cutthroat. Anything and everything can happen. There's different kaiju out there trying to eat them and everything like that. So the story kind of evolves about these two siblings trying to survive and pilot the Jaeger.
So real quick, because this is based off the movie Pacific Rim, right? That came out back 2015.
Yeah, so they do their own take,
14,
which is the two siblings. They use like a family, and they just go from there with two kids, all in the Jaeger.
So is this like it's pretty much spin-off, completely different characters, new characters?
Yeah, it's completely different. I say it's related as far as like with the Jaegers and the kaiju, but as far as like the different types of kaiju, and how they pilot. Piloting is the same, but different factions and different groups like coming together, forming different cliques. One wants to, sell the kaiju, others want to use them from different resources. Then of course you got the people that come out dominant that, usually are, what would I call them? I guess I'll call them gods of war, not a pun on the the video game, but essentially, they rule over Iron Throne. The big twist with this one is, it happens early on to get people interested, is that they meet this boy, and they're also traveling with a boy, and he basically comes out of a lab, and then from there, the story just like kind of goes on. So it kind of spins in a different direction of how they do it. Okay. So. Yeah.
So, do you know the production team behind this?
The production team, let me look that up.
Because it seems like it's more CGI-ish.
Right. I think it's is it Polygon Pictures?
Polygon Pictures. Have they done anything else? Do you know?
No, not really. Let's see.
Not to put you in the
spot. The animator is Polygon Pictures. Let's see what else they've done. Actually, they filmed movies like Blame, Godzilla, a couple of Godzilla movies. Well, actually, a lot of Godzilla movies. I never heard of Oblivion Island. I don't know if you guys have, or the Skycrawlers. They came out in 2008. I'm trying to think of something else significant, but
okay, so they got
something. What I can see is Blame right here. Based
Blame
on
Blam, one of those. Yeah, that's an interesting anime.
Did they?
That's a really interesting anime, but I heard the manga is a lot better than what.
Really?
Yeah, I heard it's one of those mangas.
Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence.
Innocence.
You ever heard of Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the new Ghost in the Shells that they're doing.
Okay.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And I wish they would finish it. story. But
Yeah, I heard those were
Yeah.
actually pretty decent because she got a whole new character design, right? The sergeant, I think what was her name?
I don't think I
Sergeant.
noticed it. It
She has
it was
shorter hair.
original design, but it was like in 3D, which some people get mad at the 3D. But
Yeah, people don't like the CGI shit.
it
I
was
don't I
that's
don't particularly like CGI, but like overall, I keep seeing more and more anime with it, and they're getting a whole lot better. Like you kind of get used to it. It's like, okay, this is the new thing now. Like
Yeah,
you got
if we're-
super animated series that
Mhm.
goes back to the traditional style of animation, like where the colors kind of like look like watercolors almost, but not super poppy. But with the CGI, it kind of works honestly. It doesn't feel out of place. It doesn't feel so animated to the fact that like this is over the top to me.
Yeah. So
Because
the fight.
I feel like when he was first coming out with the CGI, it felt like it was like flashing both of the styles together, and you could see where some of the action sequences it was straight CGI versus your traditional anime drawing style. And I think that's what was kind of bothering me back in the day. But over time, I'm starting to become more adapt to it. So,
Yeah.
I think
One.
even so now with a lot of the CGI, they're getting better with making sure that the animation,
Yeah,
like
the
hand draw
motion.
animation frame rates, are matching the same
Yes.
as the 3D.
okay, that's what it is, because you can see, and you used to be able to see where like the difference between the two, and it kind of like would mess with you, and that's why I didn't like it before. But now, like it blends so well. It's like, okay, this is the new wave now, and it's got to be a lot easier for them to put out
CGI.
media, you know.
Yeah.
no.
And
I heard it's faster than hand drawn,
that's
doing
what's
hand
faster.
drawn.
I think it has to be because you got the computer doing all those extra frame rates and everything, so it just makes sense to me.
Well, no, well, I won't say it's faster. It's probably less
Strenuous?
It's easier to make changes. Well, I don't know if it's easier to make changes either.
Really?
If you go like say if like something's animating weird, well, it depends on which type of animation are you using. If they're using a motion cap, then that's going to be a bit easier. But if they're going like straight like animation, 3D animation from like, all right, let me look at this 3D model and move the leg and like move it like I'm moving a machinima or something like that, then you
Yeah.
got to go in there and like play it back to see if anything's bouncing funny, mess with some keyframes here and there. If you need to ease in the footstep or
Yeah. The whole animation game, I feel like, is very tedious. So I know that's one thing that they say it's less. I think money when it comes to finances. Like
I think it's
easy.
more cost effective.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. That being a rumor, that's why people like hand drawn more because it's more personal, more and it looks stylish. Like we grew up with hand drawn, so I guess that's
You can
why it's
grow
more
up your own
appealing.
style essentially. When you look at the 3D, a lot of them start looking similar, but like the better the animation gets, I'm like, that's fine because some of the
Yeah.
fights need to be over the top. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
it's like looking at a movie at this point. So
Yeah, I try to keep more of an open mind when it comes to CGI. I think one anime I'll say because this is on Netflix, right? Pacific Rim.
yeah, it's on Netflix. Yeah.
I think of Doro as well. And I just finished that manga series, but that CGI for the anime, like I got introduced to it through the anime at first, and the fight scenes were pretty seamless to me. So that's a shout out moment right there too. Check that one out.
You know what got me though? Like the animation in video games have been good for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I'm like, so what took the normal anime industry to get to that level? Like think about CyberConnect. They've been doing this since like PlayStation 2.
That is true.
Hey, look, what I want to name is Sword Art Online. I know everybody doesn't watch that, but the animation is superior to most anime.
Yeah.
It's the fight scenes, how intricate they make them. It's great, honestly. So, and I watched that anime for the fight scenes. Actually, it's a really good story too, but I know people don't like really mess with the game. Like, well, some people don't, or I don't think you guys do. But I'm hooked on anime.
That's the newest one, right?
Yeah, Sword Art Online. I mean, that was a citation. Yeah.
Alice. Yeah. Alice citation.
I want to like it, but since the dude goes by the Black Swordsman, there can only be one.
There's only one Black Swordsman. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Petty. I'm sorry.
He dual wields. When he dual wields, that's it, man. That's it, man. When
Guts
he
is
dual
the
wields,
name.
it's it, bro.
Guts is the only Black
That's
Swordsman.
right.
Look,
He's
man,
got a
I'm
name.
telling you, when he doesn't even, his sword doesn't even look the same. Like it's completely different character.
Nah,
So I let him be okay with it. Like
I'm talking shit, but still, I'm sorry.
I understand. Hey, look, man, if they could ever do Berserk right, I will be on that one. But
Man, just read the manga, man. Just F all that anime shit. Just read the manga.
I got too much other stuff to read.
God dang
But,
it. So
do I read?
Vigilantes. My Hero Academia Vigilantes, and that's what y'all need.
Oh yeah, I need to check
I'm
that
collecting that one right now. I got volume 1 right now. I'm trying to get all of it because it's almost done now. I think it's almost gonna be done, right?
I think
Really?
there's like 1 or 2 more volumes left.
Yep.
So, is it really better than My Hero Academia? Because My Hero Academia has some crazy arcs to it as well that I've been, I catch little snippets here and there.
I prefer
So
it.
I wonder.
I don't think it's better, but I prefer it.
I think because of the fact that they're not licensed heroes makes them more like, it's not to get too far off of what we're originally talking about, but this deals with media, so why not? Vigilantes does a better presentation, in my opinion, on the what happens behind the licensed heroes, like the cookie cutters, the ones that you see that are full frontal, the popular heroes, but then you get a different lens on the ones that aren't licensed, the ones that kind of go a little further, like Batman style of stopping crime. I don't know. I appreciate it more. It's more gritty, in my opinion.
And at the same time, too, with it, it's like I don't know, because like I prefer it, but at the same time, I do watch My Hero Academia. So
in a while.
Which speaking of, their new season just started.
Yeah, Saturday.
We talked about it last episode. We brought it up, I think.
I know with the with all that going, it's like if you're like a fan of My Hero Academia, I feel like Vigilantes is a must read because there's so many like what was it that the most recent series with Overhaul in them? Was that this season?
That was season
drugs
3. Oh, you talking about in Vigilantes?
No, I'm talking about in the anime. Was it Overhaul?
It was with the little girl.
Yeah, so with the drugs and stuff too, like
season 4. Yeah, that's season 4.
So if you were reading Vigilantes, then you've kind of known about some of this stuff for a little bit.
It ties in,
and they actually you kind of know the backstory to a lot of stuff that they don't really seem to touch in the main story.
Yeah,
so it's like
it seems more. I'm not gonna be that guy, but it does seem like the content's a bit more adultish. Like they talk about drugs, like people are actually get addicted to. Like you can see kind of like the fiends. I think certain panels do see fiends. So it's a bit more grittier, like I said before.
And like one of the more recent like volumes, there's a scene, like I want to spoil it, but it's just like an All Might scene, and when it happens, I was like, yo, I felt that.
Yeah, it is different animator, right? Completely different animator from the original.
From Bones? Yeah, Bones.
No, we're talking about for the manga.
No, it's done by different people. Like they get notes from them. But like even on like Midnight, like they even expand like this. How you can tell it's a little more.
Yes,
because they expounded on her original costume.
Yes.
Whoa. Whoa! I was like, all right.
I was okay. So not for children. All right, cool.
Definitely for children.
Speaking of not for children, as a segue, Amazon Prime just dropped Invincible.
Ooh, I was gonna bring that one up too.
Okay.
You and Dave were talking too much about it.
You can jump in with me then, and I can just pass it off to you. So, all right, it just dropped last Friday. They dropped 3 episodes on Amazon Prime. It's who the program creator is Robert Kirkman, but who's the animator for this?
I didn't check the animator. That's right. I should have done that as well.
Okay.
I should have done.
I know they spent most of their budget on talent.
Yeah, the voice actor J.K. Simmons. I won't take it. I won't take it. Thunder. You go ahead first, James.
Oh, really? Did they? Well, I do like the cast. They got some people from I guess The Walking Dead. Stephen Yeun. Yeah, and he's the young boy in Invincible. Then they got Omni-Man, which is J.K. Simmons, and they have multiple other characters in there. So basically, It starts off with this boy that he's basically waiting to get his powers just to be like his dad. And his dad is Omni-Man, but his dad is the strongest I guess superhero in the universe, and it's very adult themed. If you liked The Boys, it's kind of, I see people comparing to The Boys. I didn't read anything into that, but I see why, because it's so gritty. It's like looking at the Justice League and plus other players, but include all the blood and gore and what will actually happen. People with those power levels were clashing with each other. Like, people die. You see people die. You see multiple people die, and you like, you know what? This is how it really be. Like if I watched a Marvel movie, which Marvel wouldn't be, as big as it is like in theaters because it would be rated R. When they storm the city and you see all these buildings fall, like, yo, what happened to all the people? Well, in this, you see what will really happen in real life is something crazy went down. And, shows the struggles of like, growing up as a teenager and what superheroes actually go through. But then there's a super twist in just the first 3 episodes, and you get that WTF moment. Yeah. And now I'm wondering,
I like the
okay, this is the back of like, what are they gonna do? How are they gonna wrap this up? Like, I want to see this person fighting this person. Not to point out any spoilers, but Max, what you think?
Actually, Thomas, you were gonna say something before I go in.
Yeah, they said on Twitter, I think every episode is gonna have a twist at the end of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Wow. Okay.
So yeah, this let me give my 2 cents on this. All right, so I'm gonna say some things that are pro to this and possible con to this. All right, so yeah, this anime, by the way, it's done by Skybound, and
that's what it's done. Okay.
Yeah, production company Skybound North, and I think Skybound has also done things for video games like the Walking Dead game that was really popular at one point. So they had their hands in on that as well.
No, that was Telltale.
That was Telltale. I thought Skybound helped with that too, though.
No, they bought them.
They bought them. Sorry. Excuse me.
That when Telltale closed, I didn't know. Okay.
I figured there was a connection there. Yeah, they did. Skybound did buy it, but they're a part of the final season. That's when, Skybound was a part of the Walking Dead, the final season with Clementine. I gotta play that game still. I got that shit. But anyways, so Invincible. Originally, this was a comic book by Robert Kirkman that you mentioned earlier, James. And it finally got an animation. I've heard about Invincible, the comic book, but I didn't know anything about Invincible, the comic book. And watching you and David were talking about on the chat separately, and you guys, I wasn't really paying attention to what you guys were talking about. So when I first watched the episode, around the ending, when it got really violent, it got. I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
It came over the top, like it just came out of nowhere. Like, oh, shit, this happened.
Because I did not see the rating for this, or at least I didn't pay attention on Amazon Prime when I turned it on, and it was there was little blood moments, there was cursing there. I was like, okay, so it's gonna have it's gonna be not on the boys level, but I thought it was gonna be more on PG
TVMA.
Yeah, it is not on the boys level. Just put that out there.
I think it might be a bit more than let's not get there right now. It depends.
One episode at the end was crazy.
It got
that had to be the boys level. That had to be the boys level.
See, the boys level. See, violence wise, possibly. The boys takes it. Especially in the comic books, they take it a lot further.
Yeah, they do.
In the comic books, okay. Yeah, you see people heads literally get split open.
Yeah, but
get chopped in half, and
there's
everything pops out literally. But
they show in the boys comic book, they show the depravity of these heroes. Like there's to the level of they're taking advantage for real. Like it gets very adult very quickly. Okay. And sexual as well. So
I actually read some stuff up about that, and I was like, "Oh, this actually happened," and they adapted it this way. That scene could have just ended the show. Like that would have been cancel culture all over it. Like
it's one of those things that it took even comic book fans when that comic book came out. They were kind of like,
"How you gonna do it?"
I don't know about it.
Yeah, you guys might fuck this one up because you got to take a lot of stuff out, but they did a good job. The boys.
No, they did like that. They had the fans of the comic books even had a kind of a moment to some of the stuff that happened in the comic books.
Yeah,
so it's like we got people like oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, this is too
All right,
much.
buddy. You just
It's too much. No, but all right. So Invincible. All right. So I liked it. I like the presentation. I like the whole the kid's name being Mark Grayson, the Graysons. It made me think of Dick Grayson, Richard Grayson, Robin Hood. I'm not Robin Hood, but Robin from Batman. They're taking a lot from old comic books. You can kind of see similarities and you know
Mhm.
certain juxtaposition. I also like J.K. Simmons playing Omni Man in this. He plays J. Jonah Jameson in the Spider-Man movies. I appreciate that. Stephen Young, like you said, is Mark Grayson. There's some I think Seth Rogen was one of the heroes as well. One of the heroes in this. It's just there's a good cast for this. Like Thomas said, I think they put a
Alan
lot
the
of money
Alien.
into the cast. But so I like this show. I like the first 3 episodes. It comes out every Friday, right, on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
What I want to ask, because have you seen it too, Thomas?
oh yeah, I've watched. I binged it the first day.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I
said
did the
said it.
exact. I did the
I was like, I
exact.
gotta continue to watch this.
Yeah, I got to keep going. I have
Oh,
to
no,
find
I've been
out.
looking forward to it. I've been looking forward to it. Like I've been hearing about Invincible for like at least the last 5 years, I think.
Yeah, it makes me want to kind of look into the comic book because I think the comic book they skipped around something, not skip, but like they introduced things a little sooner in the animation that they did in the comic book I read.
Yeah, I think I might have even the first issue on my phone or something.
Yeah, so they introduced characters a lot quicker than they did in the comic book. But what I want to ask you, gentlemen, here tonight, was it too much? What happens? And we're not going to spoil it. Do you feel like the violence?
In the incident, we'll call it the
Yeah,
incident. Yeah, that's
we'll call
Okay.
it the incident.
Yeah,
But
that's
was
good.
it though? But yeah, was the incident? We'll talk about the incident. Do you feel that it was gratuitous just to have more shock value than what it initially was supposed to be?
How was it initially supposed to be in a comic? Because I haven't read the comic to compare it.
from what I'm hearing in the comics, and I'm trying to think about how to say it without spoiling it. In the comics, it was supposed to be a lot more quicker and gruesome.
Mm.
Quicker and gruesome, so like just even more over top than the show is.
Like, yeah, it was supposed to show how it was supposed to like demonstrate, like, you know,
This world.
like, yeah, it was supposed to demonstrate what's it like if when they don't hold back.
Okay.
I thought they did that kind of. Honestly, in the incident, I was like, "Oh, okay. If this happened on the Justice League, what would really happen?" That's what I'm like. I can actually see Batman get his ass whooped. Just to put it out there.
See, that's the thing. It's hard for me to go into it by saying it like, all right, like the easy way, like this is not going to help anyone watching this video, but the easiest way to put it, you know how we have those conversations in the chat and it's like how it would go down, like it would just be like, that's how it went in the comic book.
Okay, so see, and why I asked this question is because I wasn't expecting it. So, but then I think I had a moment where I rolled my eyes because of what was happening. I was like, all right, so are they pushing the envelope for this to gain more, like for the shock value? Was it just mainly for the shock value? Because like I said, I haven't read the comic book yet, so I don't know if the comic book is going to be able to. It's going to demonstrate it like that, but going off of what you're saying, Thomas, it may go along the line of what happened.
And I'm like, the thing is too, from what I'm hearing, it's like in the comic books, it like what we saw watching the show is how you would have saw it in the comic book. Like you would have been like, everything's cool.
Surprise.
You would have turned the page and then be like, bam.
And I appreciate that. I appreciate that type of style.
That's good. That's good. Then I'm happy about
it. Junji Ito is a great mangaka on that does the page turner like that. He does an amazing job of doing that as well.
So they captured that pretty well in the cartoon.
It was supposed to be shocking.
Yeah. So, but
it was shocking.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, people were getting mollywopped or whatever was waxed.
Destroyed. Getting destroyed.
Yeah, literally destroyed.
That's the thing. Like, if they ever did like the comic book, that scene probably would have been a lot shorter.
Yeah, it was like a good 3 minutes.
But that's the thing about animation, though. Like with really good, when you have a really good source material, that I feel like if you got a good animator, they're able to build so much more off. Like they bring it to life so much. So that's one thing I know, Max, you love reading manga, which I do too, because they have a lot of information in it. But when it comes to the animation, you just don't feel the impact, like the shock and awe value is not the same when you see it happening in like real time. You're like, holy crap.
I couldn't exactly disagree with you on that.
But I think that's the thing too. Like for this show, I don't think the animation is what's pulling me into the show because I do not.
That's what I'm. Go ahead, continue.
I think it's a story. I think it's a story and what's happening. Like it's actually happening. That's what I'm like. I was like, oh, this is like real life heroes. Okay.
Because I think when I first saw the trailers for it and like the panels and stuff like that, I kind of was thinking it was going to animate like the DC cartoon movies and stuff like that. And so far, the animation, there's been times that I'm like, y'all seriously just drew him in one frame, animated his hair, and kind of around the screen. So
I'm not a professional.
I was thought they were just doing it on purpose. Like at this point, they wanted to be this way. Oh, like all right.
And that's the thing too. That, like, it could be paying homage to the comic books. From what I hear, like even the comic books was known to reuse panels constantly. So I was like, y'all could just be like, you know what? We're gonna do the same thing.
Like kind of just we're doing the intentional type of thing, and I guess it would be cost efficient as well to do something like that. So I don't.
That's the thing is like they could do it and get away with it, and people won't know. They're like, no, we just really had no money to.
Well, I think the driving force for this, while this show can potentially be a really good one, is the story behind it, or seeing the growth, because the show is called Invincible, and the kid's name, Mark Grayson, when he gets his powers and he gets his identity as a superhero, he gets he's called Invincible. So obviously we're following this individual's mythos into becoming a superhero, or possibly being one of the best superheroes, seeing that he wants to follow up like his father.
Exactly.
So I mean, it's gonna be an interesting process of what's gonna happen, because I'm still stuck on the shock value behind it. Like, how far are they going to go with this? Is it going to make me roll my eyes again? And that's just me personally. That's just how I saw it for the first time.
In the first 3 episodes, how many times did the shock value really kick in like that?
Right.
Just the first one?
Once we went over the top, I was like, this is expected. So I want to see everything now. Like, it's kind of like it hit me like The Boys. It's like, once they went to that gruesome route, I was like, this is what it is. Like, all right.
So, all right. So, are y'all saying that the first episode introducing that's as far as it's gonna go? Y'all think?
I don't think they're gonna use shock like willy nilly, because like if they did it every 3 episodes, I'd be like, oh, okay, y'all.
It kind of desensitizes you.
Yeah, like so far it's been one. I think like if they do shock value, you're not gonna see it coming. Most likely, it's gonna be like something's gonna happen, and it's like, hey, guess what?
Yeah, right.
Gonna rip out a heart. That's what we're gonna do now, guys. Get ready for another one. I guess.
Your heart getting ripped out though. Like, how do you know we won't see that?
I mean, well, and that's the thing. I don't want this show to lean too heavy on that, and that's just me personally. I don't want
to follow the comics. If that's what the comics had in it, so be it. That's how
and that's true too. If that's something that was already exposed.
I think you're going with the shock value and what they're doing, because when something goes too over the top, like, do you really necessarily have to
is that necessary?
But if the source material has it embedded in it, just like that's what the source material is.
I give you that. I concede on that one. That is true.
I think that's the thing too. I don't think it's the source material. I just really don't think they're gonna go like. I don't think it's gonna be like The Boys with like whales blowing up. It's like I'm talking Lito. You can probably know. Like,
I totally forgot about that.
What?
Motherfuckers were killing whales and shit.
No, right?
But like,
I was like, wow, this happened. Okay.
I don't think there's gonna be that much. I think like if they need to use they don't need to. I think the type of storytelling that the creator uses is a gory storytelling. Like, he likes that gore, like from like even looking at The Walking Dead and stuff like that. Like, that's his type of thing.
He is the same creator.
Walking Dead. So like people lose their eyes and stuff. Like, to him, it's like you don't go into battles and just come out unscathed.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point. I forgot he was the creator. I remember that name, Robert Kirkman, from something. That name always stood out to me. Well, yeah, I think the show. I think. What did they say? How many episodes is going to be?
I think it's 8 or 10.
I wouldn't mind an 8 episode if they do it right. And I'm sure it's going to be I don't know what the popularity was and what's going on, but people are talking about it. I see YouTube viewers people putting YouTube videos up. So it's getting popular. It's getting notoriety for it. So
their social media presence on Twitch is hilarious. Just saying.
Really,
yeah, they're good follow. They're good follow.
Yeah, I gotta check that out then. I hope good things come from it. I'm interested in the story. Episodes. 8 episodes, dope. All right, so yeah, that's perfect. That's 5 more episodes to go.
That's typical nowadays, and it's longer than 30-minute episodes, right? Or am I wrong? Or is that?
I feel like they're longer than 30.
They're close to 30. I think I saw one that was 26, another that was 28 minutes. So they're up there.
I mean, like in a few months, we're gonna have a full-on spoiler cast.
Yeah, man, because I'm really I feel like this is obviously because I think the comic book has like a good couple volumes or issues.
And I think it might still be going.
I know. I think they just finished. I think they finished it a couple years ago, like a year or two ago. Don't quote me. I don't know if y'all want to check for yourselves, but yeah, I think this show is gonna make some waves, man. They keep going the route. I'm interested in the mystery behind it, why people are motivated doing what they're doing. I kind of have an idea, but that's for another time. I give my spoiler thoughts.
You know what though?
Looks like it ended in 2017.
Okay.
Hey Max, this is another time where they animated something after it's already ended. Just put it out there.
You said actor? A who?
They animated something after it's already ended, and they didn't like speed it up.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That I appreciate a lot.
I like to point out why Matt feel like he could be one of those clones.
you talk about the I forgot what the doctor something or whatever. Yep. The Clone Brothers. Forget you, man.
You know what? That's what I thought about when I first seen those characters. I was like, "Yo, hold up."
No, that is not correct. We need to put a picture up.
Yo,
edit a picture in.
Yo, let me tell you, perfect Halloween costume.
Hell no! I'm not putting Nigel. Not doing it. Forget y'all, man.
No, I'm the original. Prove it. Same.
There's good humor in this too. So I was really surprised by that too. So there's moments where I actually laughed. So I like it when the show can do that, when it's as tense as it can get, and it can just transform into humor that quick as well.
And then next thing you know, they're using somebody as a meat bag. You're like, oh.
Yeah, okay. That was, just watch the first episode.
Watch the first 3.
Watch the first 3 episodes. Like, just watch the first episode. If you don't mind violence, then just keep trucking through because you're going to enjoy the rest of it.
Oh, and Saitama's in there somewhere.
It even has drama in it. Like, I was like,
it does.
This is happening? Okay.
It's the high school kid. There's gonna be some kind of drama there with relationships. It's a part of the story, but it doesn't drag. I will say that so far. I will say that. But let's do a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Don't leave. Please stay. We like you guys to pay attention to us. So. Welcome back, everyone, from that quick commercial break. Don't worry about the conversation we're having before. It's not interesting at all. So, Thomas, go ahead and start it off, man. What are you doing?
I've been, playing that Avengers game ever since they did the most recent update. I don't think I brought it up last time. And it's on the PlayStation 5. It looks somewhat better. The load times are extremely better, and I can see where they're going with this game. It has hope. It has hope. The only problem I feel with it's the game as a service aspect to it. Because it's maybe if they would have released it on schedule like they're supposed to, it would have felt like the story would have been constantly every month you're getting story content. Mm-hmm. And I kind of, that's the part that's getting me. It's like the most recent one was the Clint Barton Hawkeye story content, which was pretty good.
I was just gonna ask you which was the most recent release that they did.
Wait, I thought I seen Black Panther part coming out too. Has that dropped yet?
That hasn't came out yet. That's gonna be a full on free expansion with new bad guys. Claw's gonna be added to it.
Nice.
And of course you'll be able to play as a Black Panther. You're gonna get to go to Wakanda and all that.
Dope.
So I'm like, that I can't wait for that part. But then I'm like, well, then what's gonna come out between then and I think that's like late summer, possibly.
Oh, okay. They gotta keep people interested. That's what you're saying. Are interested, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the hard part because I'm like, The story, when they do the story stuff, it's pretty good. It's like it makes me feel like I'm like watching a movie or like reading a comic book.
That's dope.
It hits
Yes.
right, like the points hit right and all that. Like the main story, which is like 10 hours if you play it like from front to back. That like the single player story was really good. It's the multiplayer stuff I really haven't dabbled in yet because it's like I haven't really pushed it for other people to pick up.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to recommend it.
Yeah, I could see that. I'm still on the fence of even wanting to play the game again. I played that demo or the beta version that they had for a while before it was released. I
That's
just
the
wasn't that impressed.
it's like the story's good. Like the story is up there. But then it's like if you want to do the multiplayer stuff, then it's like, all right, well, if I like say like if we all had it, like I already finished the story, so doing the multiplayer stuff, hopping in your missions wouldn't be a problem. But then when you're done with your story, you're gonna be like, now what?
Yeah.
Then
It just seems like see, one thing that I have an issue with these type of games where they just sit like they kind of put out the episodic like a new pack or DLC or whatever. It feels like it's an incomplete game. So jumping in, I'm like, okay, bet. Let me hurry up and buy this DLC. Oh, 4 hours later, the next DLC is coming out in the next 6 or 7 months. Oh well, guess I'll put this on freeze again. I don't know.
but that's the thing, is like all the so far everything's free. Like
All right, that's cool.
so it's like all the characters are free. Like at least I know for the first year, Black Panther,
I think Spider-Man should be coming out soon, right?
yeah, well, they took him off the roadmap, so we don't know when he's dropping.
Oh shit.
But so Spider-Man was supposed to be free for PlayStation owners. Um Kate Bishop, she was free. And so like so cuz like right now I think I have like Hawkeye, both the Hawkeyes, Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, Miss Marvel, um Black Widow. I think that's it. And
Yeah,
Captain America.
I'm just
And
I don't know.
and they all the thing is they all play actually they play different, which is
That's
a
good.
good thing. It's like
Yeah, I mean, you find a niche, you find a niche within a character that you like. I mean, keep playing. When I played the beta, I was surprised how much I enjoyed playing with Scarlet. What's her name? Scarlet. Oh, not Scarlet Witch. Black Widow.
Black Widow. And that's
Yeah,
the thing. It's like
and Hulk.
if you only find one character you want to play as, oh, that's gonna be I don't know. Because then when you max that character out, you're just kind of like, all right, now what?
Well, see, I can't, man.
And that'll
I
be the problem. It's like when you like when I like right now I have Iron Man maxed out, which he's like my favorite to play as, but I have no reason to.
keep playing with him.
Yeah, it's like all right, he's maxed out, level 50 power across the board. I have all his battle pass stuff finished. And then I was like, all right, so I started maxing out Thor, and Thor's pretty close to being maxed out next. So I'm like,
Thor was pretty fun to play with too.
oh
Play
yeah,
it.
throwing that hammer
Yeah.
and then bringing it back, hitting someone in the back of the head with it.
That's
Does it
got
feel?
very
Is that? Well, you haven't played God of War yet, right?
Oh yeah, I played it.
Okay, yeah. All right. Is it the same impact when you throw out the hammer and when he calls it back? Does it kind of have that same impact? Because I don't remember that portion of it. I didn't do a lot of the throwing because you only
I
get to
think
play as Thor like once.
because that thing's like I threw it. Like I don't know how far it goes in God of War, but like with me, it's like grabbing the like spinning the hammer, throwing it, and like pinning someone against the wall, and then boxing someone because like my hammer's stuck in the wall, and then when someone's coming, pulling it back and hitting someone with it.
That's dope. Yeah.
It's pretty fun. And then like Captain America, his shield, he has some cool shield moves, and like if you're using him and someone's using Iron Man, you can do the stuff from the movie now. Where
Oh, okay. So the
bouncing,
team up,
reflecting, and
team
everything.
up
That's good.
attacks.
you can reflect Iron Man's unibeam into someone else. So like
That's
they're
dope.
doing a lot with it, and then like I think they're now going to add the MCU costumes like soon. They're going to add those into it, or inspired costumes.
Miss Marvel was fun to play with too. I think I predominantly played with her. I mean, I guess when you're done with the story portion of it, you can only pick her. I think at the time.
Yeah, because she's like the main character of the story. Too.
Yeah, and I liked her I liked her character design. I liked her voice acting was pretty good too, and I liked her play style. It was pretty dope.
And then like Hulk's one of those characters that like it's a hard sell for some people because his play style is quite wild. Like
Yeah, yeah.
like he got to be in the thick of it, and then like you got to make sure he gets health back when he gets angry. So you gotta. He plays way different than the rest of the other characters.
You got to manage a few things with him. Pay
Yeah.
attention to type of shit.
So, but I'm like, and then you can even customize your character's play style the further you go into the game. But then it's like once you get all this done, it's just like you run out of content too quick. That's the biggest problem. Like you go play the same story, same missions so many times. Like I think there's only 4 bosses you can replay at the moment. And
it just seems like an incomplete game, man. Like you're talking about it doesn't even seem like
complete. It's just short. That's the thing. It's just a short like experience. Like, and the thing is, it's like knowing there's so much more coming is what's making it even kind of like
I might as well wait.
Tell someone to wait to pick it up, or do you want them to like play now? Like if you pick it up now, you'd have to probably put it down every few months until.
And then if you wait to pick it up, are you really going to pick it up? Because what else is going to be out at the time?
Yeah, what's my incentive?
And I think like even if you pick it up late, then it's like it becomes like Destiny when you got to catch up to your other friends who are playing.
Yeah, I'm good. I mean, I can see the enjoyment behind it. I like what the presentation. It seems like it's getting better. Like it seems like they had some patches along the way as well. Possibly, it makes me think of a No Man's Sky and an Anthem. Sort of not that severe, obviously. But
No Man's Sky just got a new update that looks.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm about to try that probably tonight. I don't know.
It just seems like an incomplete game and not something I'm invested. Like, I'll wait.
I wouldn't say incomplete though. If you play the game, it feels like a full game. It just doesn't feel like $60 worth at the moment.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is. The finance behind the actual money that I need to invest in. I'm good.
But like,
you know what game you probably could start off with though? Outriders. Just
Outriders. Oh, I haven't.
I
know you guys have been playing it.
You didn't try the demo?
No, I'm not even too sure what's even about. Oh, it doesn't look. It makes me think of what's the game?
Gears of War. No,
yeah, War. It makes me think of Gears of War.
Yeah, I think it's about the same people. I think they developed a Gears of War game. I don't know which one. I know they definitely worked on the Gears of War game. But people can fly.
It looked like Gears of War would have crossed the Mass Effect, not to go on a super tangent. But that's what it looks like to me. And of course, if they come out with another Mass Effect, I might disappear for a while.
Those are the games. There's always one game that will make you just go off the face and gone for a while. Trust me, I know.
You got Game Pass, don't you, Max?
Yes, I do.
You can get it for free.
I'll check it. I mean, I gotta get some more space on this laptop. I'm almost going through the fucking space. I gotta get me an SSD card and all that.
You know why? Because you never finish anything.
I really don't. I have. I'm still playing Ori in the Blind Forest or some shit like that. I still gotta beat the Medium. Though there's so many games on Game Pass that I have.
Man, that was like a movie in itself.
Yeah, I still only play like 4 hours of that game, so I need to jump back on it.
I think you're like halfway through it, aren't you?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Because it's only like an 8-hour game. But it was free for Game Pass, so I don't mind. I might just keep Game Pass, fuck it, because there's like Code Vein I got on my wish list. On that, there's quite a few games I got on my wish list.
You gotta get Code Vein on the PlayStation so I can hop on and get these trophies.
That's true. All right, but yeah, Avengers for the ones that are interested. I mean, they got a bunch of patches. The Hawkeye is the most recent one, right? And then Black Panther is going to be the next one. So
no, we don't know what the next one's going to be. But
I thought it was Black Panther. Coming. Okay, yeah, they just did an announcement just to show that it's coming. All right, cool.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty sweet announcement. Like I don't know who wouldn't get hyped for it, but it was like, wait, when is it coming out? Yeah. How long you gotta wait? All right.
Y'all have to get it for that. You gotta support Black Panther.
The representation, of course, but it's just, I'm sorry. I'll just represent it with you guys when you bring it up.
I'm using Dominican Miles Morales.
He's Puerto Rican, not Dominican.
No, they bring back the old school one. Dominican.
I'm telling you, he was never Dominican, bro. Trust me, I wish he was. Trust me.
Pre-Puerto Rican before the snap. But
stupid before the blip happened. Came back to Puerto Rican now, y'all. All right. All right. So bet appreciate it, Thomas. I got like one more. Like, what y'all think? I got one more.
Are we I got one more too that you just mentioned, the blip. Like it's one big show.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna bring up.
Okay, well I'm fine with it.
All right, so just wait, Disney Plus once again is came out with another series that after WandaVision, you know, MCU is becoming such a big, it has been a big thing for quite a few years now, and Disney Plus just released out another series, a mini series called Falcon and the Winter Soldier. If you guys don't know, for the ones that are watching, and this here, I was ready to shit on just like WandaVision as well, sirs. I was so ready to shit on this fucking show, man.
He's a hater.
I really am, and I'm okay with that because I like to be proven wrong for these type of moments. I loved this. It was only 2 episodes so far.
Yo, it plays like a freaking extended movie.
Yes, and you could see it in the production. You could see it in the act. The first episode, that action sequence with the going through the air, flying through the air with Anthony Mackie that plays on Sam Wilson.
Right.
Sam Wilson.
I was like,
right?
yo, this is better than your scenes in the movie. What
Yes, bro. It was on.
He's a
bro.
main character now.
Yeah.
Yo,
So
right?
Anthony
I'm expecting him to
Mackie,
be big in the movie now. I was like,
Papa Doc from 8 Mile. He's the one. Yes, I'm gonna bring that back, Anthony Mackie. No, Sam Wilson is the lead role with Sebastian Stan, which is Bucky Barnes. They both are in this. It's such one comparison I want to give it to is like it's a buddy cop movie where you have these two unlikely partners that are working together to find out why these villains, or what we're assuming are villains, because we don't really know exactly what the Flag Smashers, which what they call their group, is trying to really do, other than the government is, I guess, is trying to, since after the blip, the whole thing with the blip. If you haven't seen any MCU movies, I'm not going to go in detail about what the blip is, but after pro blip, the government has been trying to really help out. Like, it's kind of like sectioning off the ones that weren't blipped from the ones that have been blipped. And it's just, I guess, it's a power struggle, and the Flag Smash want that favoritism, obviously. I guess is something along the lines of that.
Yeah, the way I see it is more like you got people before the blip and after the blip, and like, you know, everybody was united, and now the old people that have come back that were in power before doing the exact same things, and people were more in different kind of unity, like, you know, as if, like, you know, aliens attacked Earth, all humanity combined together, kind of like with the blimp, everybody started to come together, and now, you know, based off just the 2 episodes, it looks like people are starting to segregate again. The typical people that are in power are coming back into power, making it an atypical world. And it's like, yo, we don't have to be this way. But I don't know the full backstory yet. You know, we gotta wait to see how that unfolds.
Thank you, James. Yeah, you did a better job of explaining that one. So this show, I was about to say movie. This show is just doing already a good job of, like, you're following Sam, and then you got Bucky that's going through his PTSD. He's finally, you know, he was the Winter Soldier for a while. The Russians, or Hydra, let me say that instead, the Hydra brainwashed him and all that. So he's still going through his, you know, everything that happened with Wakanda, to helping Wakanda, the people in Wakanda. It's just, I like the presentation of this. First of all, I want to explain, just put that out there. I appreciate the realism of dialogue between Bucky and Sam, and the interaction with Sam and his family. I really appreciated the authenticity between him and his sister. It really felt like familial type of disputes and conversation. Like, if you have an older sibling, or even a sibling at all, like, and you had that somewhat sibling rivalry kind of conversation between the two, I really appreciated that. Anthony Mackie, I think in real life you're an annoying person probably, but I think you are an impeccable actor. I think you're a great actor, bro. He just looks annoying as fuck to me. I'm sorry, Anthony Mackie. Please don't hate me. I just, you know, from artistic standpoint, I think you're a great actor, honestly. Papa Doc, 8 Mile, all your other movies that you've been in, I've always enjoyed you, so.
I like the line when I was watching the video for Marvel. He's like, cast a check, and I was like, yo, what?
Yeah. It's just, They're I do U.S. Agent, which is supposed to be Johnny Walker. He's the new Captain America, and then you have Battlestar. I forgot the guy's name in the TV show. What
What's they
his
calling
name?
the TV show? Battlestar?
His well in the comic book, he's known as Battlestar. He calls himself Battlestar in the TV show as well.
Oh,
So he's not U.S. agent?
U.S. Agent. That's the thing. He's not U.S. Agent yet. He's called Captain America. He's the new Captain America now. Well, let me do a little quick backstory.
I know Captain America was U.S. agent was Captain America, but I'm like,
at one point in the
I'm like,
comic
if
book.
they don't make him like, if I don't see my black Captain America outfit come and hit that scene.
Well, I think real quick, I think what they're gonna do with this TV show, and I think what they're doing with this is that the whole Sam Wilson, which is Falcon, he doesn't believe he's been chosen from Captain America himself, Steve Rogers, that he wants him to take up the mantle as Captain America. And the end of the movie of Endgame, you see that interaction. So now this is a couple months. I'm assuming I think it was a couple months after everything in Endgame.
Like 6.
Yeah. Sam doesn't feel right taking this mantle, so he gives it back. He gives the shield back to I don't. It's not Stars. It's I forgot which organization he's giving. Some kind of government organization.
Was it Sword?
I'm not too sure. But you would think Sam was expecting that to just be it. All right, there doesn't need to be another Captain America. He's had his staple. There's only one man that can be Captain America, and he doesn't want it anymore. So I can't accept this. Let's put this shield away and let's keep living our life. Of course, the government didn't want to do that and respect his wishes. Doesn't seem right? Okay. So they give it to another individual that's proficient in combat. You know, he did the Captain America thing before Steve. I mean, whilst when Steve Rogers was just Steve Rogers before, he had his monumental moments, and they gave it to this other guy. So now Steve and Bucky's mad at Sam. I'm sorry, Sam and Bucky have a unique dynamic between each other where they still can't really stand each other because of how close they were with Steve. There's issues there, and it's really interesting how they're going to make this French frenemies get along with each other. I don't know if you want to jump in, James, a little bit with how you found that interesting.
Yeah, I did, because honestly, I wasn't expecting that from Anthony Mackie and Bucky. So like when they were interacting with each other, like I admit, Sebastian, he's doing a really good job. Like as far as his acting being real, like somebody having real PTSD, deciding life choices like, I want to F you up, but I'm not supposed to F you up, but I really want to F you up. Yeah. And you can see that going back and forth with his mind, like he's calculating. It's like, what should I do? Like I'm trying to atone for my past, but I'm here in the future, and there's still bad guys out there, and I want to beat up the bad guys, So with him and Anthony Mackie, like, he doesn't trust him because he didn't want him to give up the shield. So now those two are really at odds, and you can just feel the tension, but you can also feel like how they are interacting with each other, like as if like one wants to break through and the other one just doesn't care. And only they probably just doesn't care because they don't like what they did in the past and everything like that. But at the same time, Bucky's feeling like really genuine about like who he is, and trying to find himself. So
yeah, I think the struggle that Bucky has is a good message about and that's going to segue into episode 2, what happened with Isaiah Bradley. I think with Bucky trying to atone for a lot of his past mistakes is going to be the center of it all, because he's going through a psychiatrist. Thomas, if you don't know, you're not watching the show right now, but he is going through a psychiatrist that's helping him with his past. And though they need help, they end up running into a gentleman that I never knew about in Marvel comic history. And it really upsetted me as I was watching it, because not even because I didn't know who this character was, it's just the fact what happened to him is what's really fucked up. There was once a black Captain America before Sam Wilson takes up the mantle in the comic book. Spoiler alert for people that don't read the comics. Isaiah Bradley at one point took up the Captain America iconic status of Captain America. He had the super soldier serum in him too, and the way they introduce him, like this man is obviously older. Like he's older. He met Bucky Barnes a while back when Bucky was under Hydra rule on brainwash, and he whooped Bucky's ass that he took a part of the Winter Soldier's arm.
Right.
So it kind of, even with just that storytelling, without even being shown that, you see how powerful this old man is. And you kind of have a presentation that he still has somewhat of the super soldier serum in him as well. But the fact, what makes this so upsetting, that this man was a war hero, but after the war was done, or what they needed him for, he was in prison for 30 years. They put him in prison for 30 years. They didn't really explain why they put him in prison for 30 years, but it just shows the plight that these black soldiers had, especially back then. It made me think of the Tuskegee experiments, what happened with them. So, you know, if you guys don't know anything, well, I'm sure you guys know about it, and I'm not going to go in detail about it, but it just shows the government utilizing power, especially over individual black and brown people, and just treating them horribly. Yeah, and throwing them away, brushing them under the rug like they weren't an important figure. And I don't know, I just want to know more about Isaiah Bradley, the character, at least, because I honestly never knew that. That's never, and I'm not the crazy biggest comic book fan. I love comics, but for me not to even know there was a black Captain America before Sam Wilson, I that's a disservice in my opinion.
I kind of want to read it. I guess his first appearance was Truth, Red, White, and Black.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I like the name of that one. It sounds
it looks, and I like the art style. I saw I think I might know which comic cover you're looking at too. And it looks like
this, yeah,
like a 90s, like a real visceral 90s art style. I'm assuming that it's when it came out.
2003.
Oh, it came out 2003?
Yeah, yep. I just read. Yep, definitely did.
Shit. I did not know that. But I think Winter Soldier, Falcon and Winter Soldier is gonna be a staple, bro. And like I said, I wanted to talk shit about the show because I didn't think it was gonna be that great. Like WandaVision, they were gonna bring up characters that I wasn't really invested in throughout the MCU movies. But I'm pleasantly surprised, man. I gotta tip my hat for the producer. I forgot the director that's doing this. I think there's multiple directors possibly, and producers that are involved in this, and it's an amazing show so far, man. It's only 2 episodes. I'm pleasantly surprised. I think there's only going to be 8 episodes in total.
I don't want to butcher the person's name, but Kari Skogland.
That's the one that plays Isaiah Bradley?
No, that's the director. That's
the director? Okay, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, they're really paving the way a lot for potential future of this series and going forward after a lot of these. I think the next one, not to take shine off Falcon and the White Soldier, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Next one is gonna be Loki, that's coming out this summer. So
I think it's gonna be the biggest one. I'm like, where did they get this information from?
I'm not questioning this shit no more. I'm just not gonna question it no more. So they're coming out. Disney Plus is coming out with another mini series. All right, that's gonna be platinum. It's platinum. It's just gonna be good. All right, I just gotta assume it's gonna be good now. But yeah, if you could find a way to watch it, Tom, I'll give you my Disney Plus account, bro. Like, it's a good show. I'm honestly surprised. Honestly.
Yeah, it's really like, if you was looking at a movie, they have like so many hours of deleted scenes, and all of a sudden, like, oh, let's just go ahead and add what we were putting in the movie, and just break it up into a series and make it a mini series. So it's like an extended movie, but like the interaction and the feeling of the people is like, these are real life. They feel like real life people. And I think that's what makes me like it so much. It's like they feel like real life people. Like, hey, this would actually happen, and it seems like this is how they would be treated. Like that's how it feels.
Especially how involved the government is in all this. Like, it just seems like something will happen behind closed doors. Some of this shit would be happening.
That's the thing. It seems like it's leading up. Like, even in Civil War, it was noticed. Like, Civil War, how Captain America turns back on the government. That is something that happens in his story a few times. Times. Whenever the government seems like it's not on the part of the side of the people, he goes, bounces. He does his own thing. It's also like why there's so many different Captain Americas, because there was a couple of times that Steve Rogers was like, nah, someone else took up the mantle. Like I had a question that just hit me too. That I was thinking about. So with the new dude who has a shield, how is he playing Captain America?
Like a jock.
I think in the show he's his name is Johnny Walker.
Yeah.
I want to say. I forgot the actor that's playing him. He's been in quite a few movies that I've seen. This is
Wyatt
one.
Russell.
Yeah, Wyatt Russell. I've seen him in quite a few movies, and he's actually a pretty good actor. The way they introduce Johnny Walker into this, you see it. It's like initially you see how genuine he wants to take the mantle of Captain America.
They got that part right.
Yeah, but there's like there's a certain transition that you see. Like he has a conversation. I don't know if you remember this, James, but he has a conversation with Sam Wilson, Falcon, in the vehicle in a vehicle, and he says something along the lines of, "I need my wingman."
Yeah, that was
And
like,
and it's but the way he says it is almost demeaning. But it doesn't, like, there's nothing in his facial features. There's nothing in his tone that even comes off like it's demeaning to Sam Wilson, Falcon. But it's just, I don't know why, but it bothered me. It made me feel some type of way.
Because next thing you know, they was like, oh, F this guy. Like,
yeah, like, oh, it had to come to that last line, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, right? Why would he just kind of lower your status? Like you're just a sidekick, a plucky sidekick or something. And it was a partnership. Falcon and Captain America is a partnership. It was never Captain America was ahead of him, or it was never, he never presented their relationship like that. So for John Walker, the new Captain America, to put Sam in that box, it made me feel.
Call me a wingman. That's like he's your partner, but
it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel
I think
right.
him and Cap were actually friends.
So what?
I think because him and Cap were actually like him and Captain America.
Yeah, they were
friends.
They were
wingman situations are like that. Like the two people are actually like the pilot and the wingman. Like they're like in sync with each other.
But it wasn't. I don't think it's right to put Sam in that box.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe him even asking him was just the fact that he asked him.
Yeah, it was even the fact that he asked him, like,
bro, I was supposed to be Captain America.
Falcon been around how much longer? Like, how are you asking me?
Like, and that's what it is. You. Yes, bro. I'm sorry, James. I'm cutting you off, but that's exactly how I felt. Bro, I was supposed to be Captain America. Like, and I turned it down because I felt like it wasn't right. So, bitch, don't try to come at me like I'm supposed to be under you or some shit. No, don't be asking me to be a partner with you, bitch. You're not even supposed to be here. But let me chill.
But I'm wondering, is like, are they gonna get that ruthlessness of like the original,
a U.S. agent?
Yeah, like when he was original Captain America, when he would go too far before Cap put him in his place. But
I think I don't know much about U.S. Agent, and that's another new character and Battlestar.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of the super soldiers. There's one because there's the other one that's going to show up in the new Scarlet Witch movie. The Russian.
Yeah.
I figured there had to be more because, like, even in the beginning when they first introduced John Walker, it was like his partner was like, this can't be like the back in the day where you could just punch your way out of everything or something along that sort. Like, I was like, this dude.
He might have had a violent past.
House, like, that's what I was thinking too. Like, then they mentioned him having like 4 purple hearts or something, or 3 purple hearts, something like that.
Oh, he's seen
some
violence.
How did he get those? Like, what did this guy do? Like, he don't have a line. I think he just doesn't have a line, and you just don't know it yet. Like, they gave like 3 lines for some subtle hints. I'm like, okay, we're about to find out.
Yeah, he probably got some shit with him.
I think in the comic books he was Super Patriot before he became Captain America.
Heard of Super Patriot.
So when he was Super Patriot, I want to say he was a bad guy.
Okay.
Like he was doing some shady stuff to get the powers. Then he became, because I don't think he got the powers through Super Serum in the comic books. Then he became Captain America when Cap disappeared. Yeah. Then he got really violent when he was Captain America, and then Cap showed back up and nah, dog.
Beat that ass.
You can give me that shield back.
Like, even in one of the scenes, he's like, "You shouldn't have did that." He said that to one of the villains. I guess is a villain, like when it was on top of the truck.
Yeah, when they were fighting.
Yeah, when it was fighting, I was like,
Then he
oh,
got
this
mollywopped.
dude sounds like he might want to kill somebody.
Yeah,
But
he's
I don't know what they're alluding to.
like the thing is like if they do it right, he looks up to Captain America, but he's no Captain America.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. After he said that, I was like, oh yeah, he different.
We're gonna see a more violent Captain America. That's what like it kind of
every time.
Yeah. I think that's kind of the as far as we can go because I think he's gonna be the turning point. There's obviously gonna be a discrepancy. There already is a discrepancy between Sam Wilson and him. They don't really Sam don't really fuck with him. He rubs him the wrong way, and there's gonna be a reason because he hasn't really shown anything bad about him.
Right.
He just kind of rubs you the wrong way because he's the new Captain America.
Yep.
So far, that's what they're doing.
So how does that make y'all feel that they're doing just like these small event series?
I mean, I hope they like put them in between the movies and then they lead up to movies and they can do another one in between movies. Like I hope it'd be like a running thing where you have your side offshoots where they dive deeper into the characters and then they get these big event movies where they come out. So like I like this promotion before their actual movie, maybe, and I think it will link it together. Like, you get like these different you get animated movies and everything like that. Now I feel like we're just getting real live movies or like series. So I think it's Marvel's changing the game. Like they're changing the game. If they continue on like this, I don't know what they can or can't do. Like how will people get tired of it? It's too much source material. It's too much.
Do you think it'll affect the movies? Because the movies so far have been watch the movies and you can understand what's going on. Now it's going to be watch the movies and the shows to understand what's going on.
I see. Go ahead, James.
No, you go ahead. I'm jumping on something.
I see like how the comic books do it, where you'll have Amazing Spider-Man, then a Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, then you have Peter Parker Spider-Man. Like I kind of see it as if you kind of want to see, if you really want to see where this story is going, you might have to jump to the other issue. You might have to jump to this issue. As long as it keeps the content similar and enjoyable, I don't mind.
That's like, coming from like a comic book fan. I'm talking about like the average
regular consumer,
regular consumer that made Marvel all this money that they can do this.
But I think they're making them more money. I think they're giving them something else to watch in the meantime before the movies comes out. Like, oh man, I gotta wait 3 years for this next one to come out. Hey, look, watch this while you're waiting.
Yeah, and then we're right back.
I see. There's segues. There's segues that also builds backstory on the character. So like, you get a movie, they just talk about a period of time, whatever comic book they wanna put a movie out about. Well, there's a whole lot of stuff that happened between those comics and the movies. So they can just use these miniseries as that if they want to continue to go on that way.
Like that.
Yeah, I don't. My concern, and then we'll probably end it right here. But my concern is how it can desensitize a viewer, where certain I think too much of something could possibly ruin things. But I feel like if the content's similar, and it's still enjoyable, and it could somewhat top the last thing, I don't really see it hurting too much. Not too much, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's because people are used to regular TV shows, and now you're getting something has so much budget thrown into it, and
it's a lot.
And you actually have really good characters. Like, hey, you want to see more of the characters anyway, so I wonder if it will be too much. Because I'm gonna continue watching. I mean, if you can read the comments and you look how many superhero TV shows there are out there. Like, how many are there now?
And that's the concern. That
I'm thinking like when things open back up too. Like right now, everyone's still kind of inside. But once when people feel comfortable going back to the theaters and stuff like that, like for me, I don't have Disney Plus. So if I go into a theater, I'm like, and I'm watching a Marvel movie, they're like, yo, and they're referencing a whole bunch of shows I didn't watch. I don't know how I'd feel about going and watching the next one.
I don't think they're going to reference it too much. I think it's just going to be like kind of like a gap, like a typical movie. If you didn't see it, you didn't see it.
Well, that's because I didn't watch a lot of the Marvel movies, and there's a lot of stuff that people are like, "Yeah, you didn't catch that." I'm like, "No, I just thought that was random."
Well, yeah, movies do build off on each other, but I'm saying with the TV show, I don't know. The TV shows, I don't know if they're gonna do it like that. But if you love it, if you're a fan, you're gonna watch it.
Yeah,
like people watch Netflix, they already binge that now, even when their movie theaters were open. So
that's true. All right, but we'll stop right there. What y'all think? Y'all good?
Yeah, I'm good.
We're good. What do you think, Thomas? You straight?
Makes me watch this Disney stuff, but I don't feel like paying for another subscription. Actually, I don't feel like I have the time to watch another show either. But
Hold up.
yeah,
I think we might have to end it right here. We got like less than a minute. But all right, yeah, all right. Let me wrap it up. All right, everybody, thank you so much. We have to end it right here, but thank you for coming back. This is Media Marauders. Click like and subscribe. Don't forget that bell on the side. All Media Marauders content. Don't forget there's descriptions, everything down below. So we'll check y'all on the next one, man. Thanks. I'm sorry I had to end up so abruptly like this, but y'all have a good one. Y'all take it easy. Peace.
Black
Peace.
Hole was only supposed to be 51 episodes.
Stupid.